So does life get worse as you age? That was the question that I came upon when I was browsing through Reddit, and there was a lot of interesting answers, and it's one of those questions that we sort of have at the back of our mind, and sometimes maybe we're actually afraid to ask that question because we fear the answers and we fear what we don't know. I think the general sentiment is that a lot of people focus on the negatives of aging. When you age, you're going to maybe have more back problems, more knee problems. You might not be able to recover as fast. You might also be dealing with a lot more responsibilities as you age, maybe a mortgage, maybe a family to take care of, maybe aging parents. And then there's that other side of what happens when I get older. Especially if you're in your 20s and 30s, you might not know what exactly could happen. And there are things that are unknowable. And I call this the unknown unknowns. This concept of what are the things that I actually don't know, but I should know. What if your parents suffer from a horrible health condition that requires you to change the entire course of your life? What if your spouse passes away at a young age? What if? There are so many different possibilities of things that could happen, and it's not so much meant to scare you or to give you something to fear about, but it gives us a different illumination of how perhaps we can change or live our lives going forward. That is maybe perhaps one of better awareness that we shouldn't take our life for granted, that we should have a little bit more gratitude for being able to wake up sound and healthy of mind and body, and that our time here on this earth is really a gift, and that we should take advantage of it when we have the chance. And so this idea of, does life get worse as you age? Some people are going to say yes, some people are going to say no. That really depends on your own personal choices. I say that because there are two sides of this. There's the side of, yes, life does get worse as you age, and the other side that says, no, life gets better as you age. And I'm not going to answer that for you. It's something that you have to choose for yourself. In my own personal experience, in my 20s and now in my 30s, it has progressively gotten better. Maybe it's the way I look at things. Maybe it's the way that the hand that I was dealt, and maybe some might say I got lucky. Or others might say I worked hard. But one factor that I always think is most important in answering this question is, what are you choosing every single day? Are you choosing to make your situation better? Are you choosing something that is going to help the future you? Or are you choosing the opposite? Making decisions that are going to put yourself and your future self in a bad position. Maybe you are addicted to shopping. Maybe you're addicted to video games, spending all your time pursuing things that you don't actually want to be doing, but you feel like that's the default, so might as well go with it. I would say you're not alone. I've been in that situation myself. Whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, are facing with this uncertainty of what do I actually focus on and where do I point my compass towards in life. I would say it begins with taking action, not so much of thinking so much about it, but what can I do right now, today, and what can I do consistently so that I can bring about reaching your goals. When you're young, you have time. When you're a little bit older, you might lack time and you might lack attention and focus because there are so many things vying for your attention. And it comes to this idea of compounding effect, the ability to actually sort of snowball. As you roll a snowball down the hill, it picks up more and more snow as it rolls down the hill. And so it becomes what we call the snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this concept really originated with personal finances and investing, where you start young and you invest a little bit, and as you get older, your sort of pot grows and grows and grows, uses its own momentum to build into something bigger. This concept of compounding should and can be applied to all factors and facets of your own life. Whether that is your relationships, your personal finances, your health, and generally taking care of yourself now, but also your future self. And some of you guys might be saying, hey, who knows what the future might be? I live for the present moment, and of course we should. But we can't just deny that we're gonna have maybe another decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades of life left, and we can't just be like, hey, forget about the future Warren. Forget about the future me, he'll or she can take care of herself when the time comes, and I'm gonna just spend all my money and all my time focus on just pleasure. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong and go down this hole of just hedonism, of just enjoying life for the present moment and not really preparing for the future. It comes down to this idea of the Marshmallow Experiment. And the Marshmallow Experiment was when they put people in a room and said, hey, here's one marshmallow, and if you decide to take it, then you can have it right here, right now. But if you wait a little bit of time, we'll give you 2. We'll give you a little bit more. And so they saw a lot of people went for short-term gratification. They took the marshmallow as it was. And there was only a few people that actually waited so that they can get more. And so this concept of delayed gratification works hand in hand with compounding, because if you can delay your own gratification so that you can prepare for future self and to set yourself up for success, then you will be able to prepare for some of the eventualities of life. An important factor in answering this question really comes to this thing that we have between our ears. How we actually think about the question itself illuminates and gives us our own perspective of how exactly to answer it. For some of us, we might be pessimists. We might believe that, of course, life is going to get worse. My parents are going to someday pass away. My friends are going to leave me. I'm going to have so many responsibilities. I'm going to have so much things that I need to get done, but I simply don't have the time. Versus someone that says, of course life gets better as I age. I'm working towards my goal. I enjoy every single moment that I have working on projects that I enjoy, working towards new goals and new hobbies, and generally enjoying my time with my loved ones. Perhaps this is a question of mentality and your own mindset of how you look at life itself. And so I ask you this: how do you actually see your own life and how life is going to turn out as you age? Do you think life gets better as you age, or do you think it gets worse? Leave your comments in the section below. I challenge you to do this: is that what do you have to lose to have a more optimistic mindset? Do you have something to gain if you think like that, or do you have something to lose if you stay with a more pessimistic type of thought? So, what do I think? Does life get worse as you age? I think it doesn't. I think life gets better as you age. How we view life is to the eye of the beholder. How I see something, whether or not I think it's beautiful or ugly, is up to my own eyes, to my own perspective. And no one could really take that away from you. I challenge us to think of how our life is already beautiful, of how our life has already been improving over the years. And of course, we all have our personal struggles, but we are one and the same. We are all humans, and we're all suffering at the same time. But there are also so many things to look forward to. The first summer light, the first days of spring, the laughter of our friends and family, the warm embrace of a long lost friend of ours. Don't focus so much on what other people think. Don't focus so much on what other people are saying that you must do. You must do this, you must do that. You must live within the confines of their parameters, of their idea of how your life should be. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment in the section below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and make sure to like and subscribe, and also check out this video right here if you enjoyed this one.